Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are making a very good progress. I want to use this platform or rather this opportunity to record for you how to generate a report in Atlas. It's quite a very simplified process that is not difficult. I'm going to take you through, and I believe at the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to do it on your own without much hassles. So this is how to generate a report in Atlas. I'm going to start from the beginning. For example, when you open your Atlas on your PC, then you need to select the project that you want to generate report on. For example, if you are busy working on different projects, so you need to select the specific project. I'm going to use a specific project here to demonstrate it. For example, during our training, I use different case study. For example, you got a case study for Gambia, for Kenya, for Nigeria, Africa du Sud, and many others. So I'm going to use a specific one, a particular one. For example, the one for Gambia, to demonstrate the process for you. So what you do is you just click on it. Then obviously it's gonna open in this form. You have to you need to have this type of platform open in your system on your PC. So here by now I know you're quite familiar with the different icons ATLAS.ti, familiar with the platform, the left pane, the right pane, and the different icons that needs to be utilized in analyzing quantitative data, qualitative data I mean in ATLAS.ti. Navigator, document, these are the managers, right? Then you have the quotations, you have the quotation manager, you have the one for the code, memo, network, the link. So today we are not bothering ourselves with all this, some of the icons. So what we are mostly concerned today is we are concerned with this, which is the code manager and how to generate a report. Right now, when you check out the left pane here. This is here. This is where you have the codes, right? Then you have the code group. So in generating reports, you need to focus on the code group, right? These are the code group here, right? So if you've coded your document, quotations will be attached to different codes here, right? So what you need to do is you make use of this icon, the code manager, then you click on it twice, right? So having done that, then it will make you to have this type of platform. Then you can be able to visualize this type of platform on a PC. Now, for example, I'm going to use a specific code group here to demonstrate how to generate report in the ATLAS.ti. For example, let's talk about, let's look at the effectiveness as it relates to the target, right? Then what you need to do is you click on, there are two ways to do this. Either you click on the first code, right? Then you hold down your shift button, then you scroll down to the last code. You click on it. Then the whole code will be selected. Here we are trying to select the codes, right? Or if you can't do that, you click on the first one, then you press down the key on your PC, which is the control key. Then you start clicking on it gradually on the respective code till you are able to highlight or select, until you are able to select the whole code. But this one is very cumbersome, very boring and cumbersome, and it wastes a lot of time. So I will advise you to use the first method if you want to select the whole codes. Imagine if you have a lot of codes to select, doing it, picking it one by one is going to be very clumsy and time consuming. So what you need to do to speed up the process, to hasten it, you click on the first code, like I said, and you go to your PC, go to the keyboard, then look for the key shift, then you press it down, then you scroll down to the last code, then all will be selected. Now you look for this icon, export, right? Then you click on it. You could see a small drop down arrow here. Then you click on it, then it will take you to this form. Then you have the report. This is what we are mostly interested in as far as this demonstration is concerned, as far as this tutorial is concerned, if you will. Then you click on it. Then you have this type of window being pop up. Then, of course, we are interested in the selected items, which were 16. So you have 16 codes that were selected there. Then you want, in the report, you want to see the quotations. If there are certain comments that were made and you want the comments to be seen or to be reported or included, if you will, in the report, then you click on here in this box, right? You tick it. Then what we are interested here is mostly the quotations. Then you leave it this form, right? Then you say create. So as you've done that, there you have this type of window popped up. So here is the report, right? So the difference between mine as it is now with yours is that mine got no quotation because this one was for demo, or it was a demo that was used for the training, of which there were no quotation. We didn't code. The coding process wasn't done. So that is why you don't have quotations here, which is quite different from your case. You've done your coding. Obviously, you are going to have quotations here, right? Quotations here in form of verbatim quote from your interview participant and extract from the documents that you've reviewed. So you're going to have two types of quotation under each code here, which is the one from your document review, we call it the extract, and the verbatim quote from your key interview. So these are the evidence that you are going to use to buttress your claims. And I've been saying, you cannot just write a report. You said, okay, for example, the program was relevant to the needs of the countries, of which you don't have claims to substantiate it. So this is where you're going to get your evidence from, which are very, very important. So that is what you're going to do. But as it is now, Like I said, you need to copy and paste it. Copy, you paste it on your preliminary report while explaining your preliminary report. You need to copy the evidence you put there, then you synthesize it. Yeah. Like I said, as it is, you cannot copy and paste from here. You see, it's very difficult to copy and paste. Even if you copy it, you cannot paste it. So you cannot, no, even if it is highlighted, sorry to say, it can only be highlighted, but it cannot be copied. So what you need to do, you need to save it somewhere where you can be able to have access. You can open it, then you copy and paste whatever you want to copy from it. Then, for example, I can save this one here for easy access. Then you can create a folder for it in your own case. Then I can call this, right? You need to name it accordingly so that you can be able to remember. For example, this one was, okay, let's say effectiveness. Let me go back again, see what is here. Okay, this one was effectiveness, right? Target. Then you can name it as such. Say effectiveness. Effectiveness. You can even create a folder for each sub-teams. Say target. Right. Effectiveness target. Right. Then I save it. So now I need to go and look for it because I need to copy from it and paste the evidence on my report. So then I have to look for it, look at it here. Then, okay, here it goes. It's opening gradually because I've got a lot of, okay, here we go, here is it. So you see now, what you need to do is where you need to substantiate your claim on your report or in your report, then you copy the quotations like this. There will be quotations in your own. You say copy it, then you go to your report, you paste it. Right. This is what is required, and it's very important, to ensure that what you are doing is credible and for one to really know that you've done, you're not just copying from somewhere or insulating. There must be evidence to substantiate your claims. So this is what is required for you to do. Like I said, for credibility, for reliability, all these things needs to be done. It's like when you are doing a quantitative research, which will always tend to be objectives. So this is the way we are doing it in qualitative research to make sure that what we are doing is credible. So the evidence will be on the preliminary report. You need to see that in case somebody is reviewing the document and he wants to know why do you say that this thing is relevant or what, you need to be able to buttress it from two angles. Remember, we use two instruments to collect data from the document review as well as from the key informant interview from the participant. So this is what you need to do. Get two sources, then you explain the two sources, and then you synthesize it before you can be able to make your own claim or your judgment. Right. So I hope this can help and help us to navigate the problems of we not knowing how to generate report. So I wish you the best. Right. Thank you.